As you can see, the third brake light now sticks out like a sore thumb. It's kind of like a Rudolph the Red-Nosed reindeer nose. Fortunately, GM makes a solution for that, and it is absolutely necessary in order to match the dark taillights, and that is the factory dark third brake light. So let's get this thing opened. Comes in a bubble wrap. Can't really tell where the seam is. There we go. Tape down. Alright, and there you have it. There's just handy dandy sticker to tell you which way's up. If you can't tell that by looking at the existing one, well, you might need that. But for most of us, it's not necessary or really value add. So there it is, and it's going to go in place of my existing third brake light and match my new dark tail lights. Pretty excited for this. It's a nice little piece. This does have a like foam seal. It's like double-sided tape style foam. Right, you'll peel off this blue stuff and then you'll pop it in. So you want to be very careful about how you align this before you undo that. I might even really like cut it and have a piece of something attached to it on this side so I can align it and then tug it out and seal it. Looking at the new third brake light from the back, we can see how it's held in. There are these 4 T20 screws that hold on these clips that expand and grab the body, and then you have the double-sided foam tape which acts as a seal. So realistically, this is what's holding the light in, and then this is just keeping water and debris out of the trunk area. So in order to remove the existing one, we're going to want to undo these, and these are a Torx. I want to say it's a T20. We can verify that right now. But first you have to take apart the trunk liner by removing a bunch of clips so that you can access this area. So let's go look at that. Okay, so just running a quick test here. It looks like it's not a T20 but rather a T15 Torx, so keep that in mind. So looking at the trunk liner, you can see that there are 7 clips all around the perimeter, and then there's this plastic cover for the latch that also has to come undone. Now if you're good at doing this with a flathead, you could use a flathead for these, but ideally you would use a clip puller. Now I don't have a clip puller on me, so a flathead is what I'm going to be using. Now this, they say you can tug on it, but there's really nowhere to grab it by, and it's a little slippery. But I'm figuring if I put a screwdriver under here, really easy. That came right off. That's just kind of like, there's a clip on either side, right? And I guess when I did this, it loosened it enough that it came out. So let's try for these little annoying clips I hate dealing with. I think I'll need a second screwdriver and that'll make it quick, so let me grab one. All right, let's see if the flathead method will work here. I'll probably replace them with some push-to-pop Toyota ones because this is a nuisance. Alright, there's one. Only 6 more of those nightmares to go. I had a random thought, and I thought that maybe a set of these circlip installers would probably make quick work of tugging those things out, right? In the absence of a pry tool. I should just buy a pry tool, but if you don't have one and you got a set of these or something similar, here's what you can do with this, or a set of pliers and support, which I'm using both. So slide it up under the pin, semi-close, just wide enough to grab the base. You can tug it right out. Some of these are a little more difficult. So for that, we come in a pair of pliers. Man, it's not far enough to get these under. I think a wire stripper would be the ideal tool because you can grab like that, but it's nice and thin. Let me grab the other small one down here. work it back and forth, but it's coming along. All right, so those are out. Now that means that I can release this from this wiring harness here, then slide this forward and down, and this is now out. You can just chuck this in the trunk. Now we've got to go up this way in order to work with this third brake light. So let me see if I can get you guys a different camera shot. All right, so if you look up through this gap, you can see the Torx bolts for part of it. There's this little electrical harness. Obviously, it's also going to have to come out. And actually here, it's a little gap on either side. And that little gap allows you to access the other screws which are on that. So let's get those out, and then I should be able to pop my third brake light out the other side and undo that electrical harness. See if I can maybe remove some of these. Alright, that went one. I don't know how I'm going to grab the others. Alright, so run this credit card in here. Not a credit card, it's just a old plastic card, but yeah, I can feel it cutting through the glue, and I can see the glue smear on it. Okay. I should have done this to begin with. It's already coming out. Looks like it's loosened up a lot, and there we have it. So cut the glue of the credit card. Now there's going to be this little electrical connector. It's GM ones, you always tug the little white part or red part out and then squeeze the thing, and it should come out. In this case, I didn't even have to do that. I just squeezed here with my thumb and pulled. Alright, so that's that. Let's clean this gunk off of here. Actually, so you're left with all this gunk on your trunk. You left all this gunk on your trunk, and apparently alcohol isopropyl will dissolve it, and yes, it really does. Instantly clean the little bit that I'd smeared. It kind of eats it pretty nicely. Okay. So, you can probably scrape this off with your fingernail, to be honest. Alright, there's all this schmutz left over from the foam seal. I saw online that an eraser, right, old school, like elementary school eraser, will eat this stuff. So I'm curious to try it. And that is impressive. Definitely seems to be working its way through. So I ended up using a combination of the credit card to get the bulk of the filth off, followed by rubbing it down with the eraser once it was very thin, and then the last bits I wore out with the isopropyl alcohol. So we're pretty clean at this point. Now, there were some spots where the paint was actually chipped under here, so I went ahead and got some touch-up paint and dabbed that with a paintbrush. So I'm gonna allow that to dry for a little bit, and then I'll come back and do this. Now, looking at the old taillight, it's pretty easy for me to tell you where it chipped the paint and why. And so there was a couple points where the paint was chipped around where these clips go. So you got to keep an eye out for that. But on the sides, on each side, the biggest chip was actually caused by this little plastic bit. So you'll observe that on each side of this, there's this little tiny bit of plastic that actually rubs into the trunk and ends up chipping it there, even though there is foam seal on this corner. So I may slightly modify my new one with a Dremel in order to remove this corner, just using a cutoff wheel, so that that edge is clean and I don't have to worry about that chipping up in the future. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this very tiny cutoff wheel, and it's that small because I've worn it out, right? So it's much smaller than its original size, and that will allow me to get into that little corner and remove that nib of plastic. And there you have it. I now have the dark third brake light and everything matches. So my Camaro now has a uniform look across the back with the dark third brake light matching the dark tail lights. I no longer have that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer look. However, there are some aesthetic aspects of my SS1LE that I'm still not happy with. I think in order for it to look cohesive, you need to match the satin black front lip with something, and that key something being the side skirts and rear diffuser off of a Z01. Now, in standard form, a Z01 has these side skirts and rear diffuser that really would line up to an SS1LE front lip quite well. The only problem being that there's gloss black as opposed to satin like on the 1LE, but the Z01 1LE addresses that and it has the parts in satin. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get a set of side skirts off a Z01 1LE directly, but I did find someone who was selling a set off a crashed Z01, so all I really have to do is paint them satin black on the black portions, and then the body match portion I have to paint white to match my car because it was from a gray colored Z01. Now, as far as the rear diffuser, I got that brand new from the Chevy dealership, so that one is raw plastic, so that just needs to be painted uniformly black, and it's all ready to go on the car. So I'm going to be doing that in the next few weeks and making videos about it. So if you guys have enjoyed this video thus far and you like the build, you want to follow along, or you're just curious about Camaros in general, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified when I post up another one. If you have any questions, feel free to leave that in the comments section. And as always, thank you guys for watching.